Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein says Bitcoin may be another bubble, just like that of the dot-coms. And JP Morgan's Chase CEO Jamie Dimon compares cryptocurrency to the Dutch 17th century tulip mania. Don't these men have a point? I mean, a bubble forms when there's public ignorance, and with Bitcoin, most people have a vague idea of what it is and how it works.
I think you absolutely have a point that most people don't really understand what Bitcoin is. It is peer-to-peer electronic money. That means I have a phone here. I can use that phone to transfer money to a nearby phone or to a phone on the other side of the planet. The transfer is instant, it is practically free. Nobody gets to decide whether I can make that transaction or not, including financial authorities. And that in itself will mean a financial revolution. This is an extinction-level event for banks. Banks will no longer be a necessary middleman. And that's, more than anything, why I believe that this is the future of finance.
Rick, anonymity makes Bitcoin obviously very popular, but it also enables crime. Just remember the notorious WannaCry ransomware attack this May. This can potentially make governments restrict Bitcoin trade substantially, and that would cause a drastic slump in its value. Do you think cryptocurrency can partially sacrifice its anonymity to ward off shady users?
It is more traceable than any money that came before it, because every single unit of Bitcoin is traceable through its entire monetary history, through anonymous accounts, but once you de-anonymize one account, you can start unraveling where the transactions go. The second part of that question, which is more interesting, is that Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer currency. A peer-to-peer technology means that there's no middleman. Governments have been trying to stop peer-to-peer technologies since Napster, and they have been as completely unsuccessful as anybody could possibly be in that. So I don't see them being able to stop peer-to-peer currency either. Which leads me to the last observation, that since there is no middleman, there is nobody giving permission. When I'm buying a bottle of water with a credit card, somewhere in the background is a bank giving me permission to buy a bottle of water with a credit card. And that is a horrifying thought, because that means that the bank can also deny me permission to buy a bottle of water. Nobody thinks of this, but it's there. With Bitcoin, this is not true. There is nobody needing to give permission in the background. There's nobody who gets to say no to a transaction. No money can be forced. No money can be seized. And here's the big problem for governments in the future. Taxes can no longer be forced.
I get all the 3 points that you've said. Like before, you said it's traceable. With WannaCry, we know where the ransom money is going, but the accounts themselves are anonymous. But if we know that there is an account with ransom money extorted from ordinary users in it, shouldn't we have the ability to freeze an account and take it back?
No. Why should you?
I mean, doesn't it bother you that here you are working on a new invention, a beautiful, convenient currency, and people use it to pay for child pornography or to order a hit on someone?
Actually, they use the US dollar for that. And yet I never heard somebody arguing against the existence of the US dollar with that argument. If you're going after drugs and narcotics trade, then the US dollar is unparalleled in use. And I never heard that being used as an argument against the US dollar.
Will the complete implementation of cryptocurrency make compulsory taxation impossible? What happens to real-life governments then? Like, will Bitcoin make them obsolete?
Isn't that interesting?
Is that what you're hoping for?
Isn't that interesting? I can't predict that. The changes we're about to see are so profound when you can no longer just go in and take somebody's money, but the worst you can do as a government is to make them sorry for not giving them your money. You cannot force it. You cannot seize it. The changes this is going to bring are so profound to society that we're going to see a lot of governments panicking when they realize they can no longer just seize whatever money they want.